Hey guys, what's up? This is Redneck Gamer X, and I just heard news that they're gonna be making a Fable 4. Being honest, I'm not really impressed. Lionhead Studios has already been shut down. You know, I'm glad to hear that Lionhead Studios aren't gonna be controlling it anymore. That makes me very happy because the first Fable was great. It was fantastic. If you got clawed in the face by something, it showed it on your skin. You had scars, from previous battles or whatever. You aged, your hair, you know, your hair got gray, and stuff like that. So to me, for Fable at that time and era was revolutionary. I played it on PC and I played it on Xbox, and it was awesome. But then Fable 2 came out, and it wasn't really that good. Even the ending wasn't really satisfaction. The way it ended, you could choose between three things: to be rich, get your family back, or like, get your dog or whatever, because your dog, spoiler alert, dies on part 2. To me, they need to make a big change because Fable 3, every fucking thing was handed to you on Fable 3. You were the brother of the king, and every damn thing was pretty much just like fucking handed to you. You need money, you got money. You need weapons, you got weapons. So that was the biggest problem with Fable 3. The graphics were great. The story, it was lazy. The gameplay was really bad. And this is coming from a guy who's beaten it like probably 100 times. You know, just because I didn't have really anything to play. But the gameplay is terrible, man. There's times and point on Fable 3 that I would be mashing the shoot button just constantly, and that the story wasn't even really worth it. And even if you were good or bad, at the end you really lost everything. I remember doing it three different ways. I saved all the money that I was supposed to for the darkness, and then you know after that, still everything got destroyed. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just be a bad guy. Straight out bad guy. So, straight out bad guy, you still lose everything at the end. And if you don't put your family in the fucking castle, you lose them too. You know? So, and then the third way I did it, I gave them every fucking thing they wanted. I was the nicest king ever, pretty chillaxed. And the ending really still ended the same way. You lost all your got people, you lost everything. And even the stores you own, are kind of pointless because after the darkness hits, who the fuck's gonna buy stuff from you? You know what I mean? After the darkness hits, you're not really gonna make any income anymore because you don't have any peasants anymore to go out there and fucking buy stuff from you. So there's like really no point. You'd have to go to your own damn store, buy a shitload of stuff from yourself, and then even then you still wouldn't make money. And that was the biggest problem with Fable 3 is it just really sucked. The multiplayer sucked. I mean, just to give one of your friends a gift was just a chore. The main hub was terrible, man. Like, why couldn't you switch things out in the castle? Or like if you bought a house, you had your hub in your house, you know? And that's why I'm worried about them making Fable 4 is because they were gonna do Fable Legends, and Fable Legends fell through. They couldn't fucking, how shitty of a creator are you that you can't make a fucking story for Fable. I'm just saying, you know, their idea for Fable Legends was shitty. Nobody gives a fuck about playing multiplayer online against fucking different legends from Fable. Nobody gives a damn. I sure as hell wasn't proud of that. I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited about that. Oh my god! I get to play. I get to play as one of Fable Legends. I don't fucking care. You know, I don't. You know, I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know, if they do make, I don't. Like I said, I just heard this news today on Google. You know that they're making a Fable 4, and I don't know who exactly because it's really early. So I don't know who exactly is taking the reins on this. But what would really make it great is if they put it on both fucking consoles. Nothing against Xbox, but I just hate Xbox, man. I just hate it because, you know, I used to be a real big fan of Xbox, you know, because I did have games that I enjoyed, like Fable, you know, and stuff like that. But, you know, when it comes to the point where you're spending so much money on different consoles because you buy a brand new Xbox 360 and the bitch gets red ring of death, and then you got to go out and shell out another amount of money just to buy another Xbox 360, and then it gets red ring of death again, and it's a repeating fucking cycle. That's going to make you hate their product. And that's the main reason why I hate Xbox. You know, everybody else, oh, Xbox, it's great. You know, it's fantastic. It's got the best community and Xbox Live and blah, 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 blah. No, I mean, it's not really that great. They don't really got a good game selection. I mean, I mean, I've just heard so many problems with the Xbox One and the One X. It's just ridiculous. And then, you know, people will counter that argument. Oh, well, the PlayStation 4 every console has its problems. I've had mine for a span of about 2 years. I'm probably going to upgrade this year when I get my house built. I'm going to upgrade this year to a PlayStation Pro, and then I'm going to give my PlayStation 4 to my stepson. And I haven't had any fucking problems with it. Every Xbox that I've bought, every one of them has fucked up some way or another. Controller just fucking quit working. Fucking, you know, and then when they came out with the Xbox One, when they first came out with it, you had to buy the fucking Kinect with it. And then they can't make up their fucking name of the Xbox. What is it? The Xbox fucking Scorpio or the Xbox One X? I mean, it just, come on, man. You know, you don't see PlayStation doing that shit. They got the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Pro. Because that's all they need. Because it's a good console. You know? It's a great console. I don't have any problems with my PlayStation 4. I've had zero problems that I had for 2 years. You know? But the game selection. It really just depends on what you like on games, man. I'm an RPG player, so PlayStation 4 is where you want to go if you want to play RPGs. To be honest. You know, you got Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. I mean, you got a lot of good RPGs that are on PlayStation 4. But yeah, Fable 4, you know, comment about that. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. I'm on mixed results, man. It's a love-hate relationship between me and Fable. Love-hate relationship. Especially like Fable 2. Like Fable 2 really made me think about shit. Like, you know, during the beginning, you're a fucking orphan, and then all of a sudden, you get fucking, like, kicked out of a fucking building, and your fucking head just smashes on the top of a fucking roof, and then you hit the ground in snow, and you live. I'm like, how the hell did he live from that? Like, I get that it's a game. That part I get. I get that in my mind that that's a game, but in reality, it just... You know, you're a 10-year-old kid and you just got kicked out of a fucking window. Come on, man. It's just, just over dramatic. You know what I mean? That was just like way too much. They kicked the kid out the window and his head hits. You know, it's like, boom, 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 boom. I was like, what the fuck, man? You know, that was the big thing that got me with Fable, the Fable 2. Fable 1 was the best. I loved Fable 1. I mean, that game was awesome, man. Down to the letter, that game was the best. And like I said, Fable 2. The only problem I had with Fable 2, the gameplay wasn't that good. The story was terrible. And even if you like bought property or anything, I mean, you really didn't earn that much revenue. You know, especially like if you left. You know, I know I bought like 5 or 6 houses and rented them out, and then when I left on like the main quest to go to prison, you know, I came back and I didn't get shit back. And then my son was like fucking like 10 when I got back, you know. It's just, you know, little small shit like that I didn't like about the Fable 2. And the Fable 3 was just god awful. And they don't really have any like new games coming out this year that are like in the fighting genre, you know, other than Soul Calibur. Um, I talked about this on my other video that I put up last night. You know, I really wish they'd come out with a Fight Night or Fight Night Champions. And sorry again about my last video. I was really tired. So when I said Kingdom Come, I said Kingdom Come Divide in it. It's really Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's what I was talking about. So if anybody out there was like, why the fuck does he keep talking about Kingdom Come Divided? Nah, Kingdom Come Deliverance is the name of the game. So if you want to check that out, go and check that out. But yeah, I think they need to come out with another Fight Night. You know, that way people that are playing button mashing games like fucking, you know, like Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z or whatever the fuck it is, or like Street Fighter, you know, or like Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is well, I mean, there's combos on Soul Calibur. There's combos on Calibur. I won't complain that that's a button masher, but those two that I did complain about are serious button mashers: Street Fighter and Fighter Z, button mashers. But I think if they came out with another Fight Night, it'd be awesome, because then people would know the role. You know what a real actually fighting game is. You know, kind of like the UFC 3. You know, it ain't gonna happen anytime soon though. They're not gonna come out with a new Fight Night forever, man. They're not gonna come out with a new Fight Night. I want a new Fight Night Champions is what I want, or even a new like Ready to Rumble. If they put Ready to Rumble on Switch, that would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome if they put Ready to Rumble on Switch. That'd be pretty good. I'd play that. Yeah. You know, and wrestling's gotten terrible too. Wrestling games are bad, man. 2K18 was horrible. Well, there's countless glitches. Floating objects. Even your character was floating. I know in 2017, I would like try to make my entrance or whatever, and my guy would like do the splits on the ropes, and his legs would go up into his face and shit like that. That was in 2017. And 2018, same thing. I remember one time in 2017, I just like won the United States Championship. Paul Heyman come and talk to me or something, tell me how good job I did, and my guy's like doing the splits in the chair, and the fucking title was like way above my head like that and shit. It was just so fucking retarded. I was like, and they call this a done game. You know, you go back in the past when games like were originally like first started being made, we didn't have to patch shit back then. Of course, we were using megabytes and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like, you didn't have to patch it now. But now it's so common that when a game comes out, there's always going to be a day one patch. And then you always got these people who are like, well, if it needs a day one patch, it shouldn't be bought. Every game now needs a day one patch. Monster Hunter needed a day one patch because the Poogie wasn't in the game. So it needed a day one patch to get the Poogie in there. That was the only way you could get the Poogie is by getting the day one patch. And that is the problem with games now. They're so lazy at making them now that we're just like, oh, it's fine. If I have internet, I'll just go get the day one patch and the game will be fixed. But that's not fixing the problem. You're patching the problem is all you're doing. You're not really fixing it, Maybe if you'd make a game without fucking glitches and problems and actually test your shit and stuff. Look at Persona 5. I don't even think Persona 5 needed a day one patch when it first came out. I don't even think it still has any patches. I didn't come across any glitches in that game. Every game I bought in 2017 and this year, I always need to patch it. Kingdom Come Divided had a lot of glitches. Or Kingdom Come Deliverance had a lot of glitches. The gameplay is not bad. The gameplay in it's great. It's just it's a big game and it needs a lot of patches. It took 3 day one patches just to make sure the game was actually legit. After I got those 3 patches, it ran fine. It didn't crash. Nothing like that. Like I said, back when I grew up, it was different. They had more love and care into video games than they do now. Especially RPGs. You could play Final Fantasy. I think it's Final Fantasy 7. Or even Secret of Mana. And the characters are just little bitty ass sprites. And you'd fall in love with each character, and then when you lost one, you felt bad. You know what I mean? And that's what a good storytelling is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel for the characters. And nowadays, I don't feel that anymore. When I was playing Final Fantasy, the new one, I don't even know what the fuck it's called. I didn't really feel for the main character. I had no really feeling or connection to him. You know what I mean? I get his girlfriend died. Spoiler alert if no one knows that. I get that. I just didn't really have an emotional connection with him because I didn't really care about him. I didn't care about his friends. I didn't care about him. I didn't care about the shit he was going through because they didn't make me want to care. They didn't give me any backstory on Noctis or nothing like that. He's just a prince. His dad died and that's it. Okay. You thrust me in the middle of that. Alright. That's the point I'm trying to make is, that's why I like Kingdom Come Deliverance. Is because it makes you care about the main character. You're a peasant. You're a blacksmith's boy. That's all you are. You don't know anything. You don't even know how to fucking read. You don't know how to read. You don't know how to swim. You don't know how to use a sword. It's like real life, man. I mean, if you want to learn archery, what are you going to do? You're going to go out and you're going to buy a bow, buy a hay bale, put a target on it, and you're going to practice shooting a bow and arrow. And that's how that game is. That's why I like that game, is because it feels like real life. If you get stabbed, you know what I mean? What's going to happen? You bleed out and die. You know what I mean? And that's why I like Kingdom Come Deliverance. They nailed that down to the T. And even when his parents die, man, you really do. You feel the emotion. Spoiler alert, if anyone's, never played Kingdom Come Deliverance, his dad and his mom get slaughtered in front of him. And it's terrible, man. It's terrible. Even Monster Hunter didn't really have a story. But Monster Hunter really never had a story anyway. So, I mean, it's basically kill monsters, make hide out of them, make outfits out of them. And that's it. So it really doesn't need a story. It's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying the story's bad or anything. It's just not one of those ones that's gonna suck me in and be like, oh man, this is groundbreaking. You know what I mean? I'm hoping Detroit Becomes Human's gonna be really good. That's what I'm really hoping. Is Detroit Becomes Human's gonna be really good? Because that's one of those games that reminds me a little bit about a little bit of Telltale. And Telltale does awesome games, man. The Batman series is great. They're doing another Wolf Among Us, which is going to be really great too. Um, there are just certain things that they could get a hold of and make a good story out of, and that's what I like about Telltale games. You know, and I don't think the new Walking Dead game's going to be any good either, because it's only going to be multiplayer online, and it's not going to be like, oh well, I can just fucking pick up a controller and start fucking playing and survive in the apocalypse of Walking Dead or anything like that. It's not going to be like that. You know, I don't know what people are thinking that, like, hey, it'd be really good this year, more zombie games. Not really. 7 Days to Die, I think it was terrible. It's still terrible. And there's still people that play it. I don't really see the fascination with it, man. It's a terrible game. The graphics look horrible on it. Of course, graphics ain't everything, but I mean, when you got your ship floating in air, in the midair, and you got zombies floating in the midair attacking you, you gotta fix your shit. You know what I mean? And that's how that game is. This other game that's coming out, it's another zombie game. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm not very impressed. But you're like a biker or some crap, and they call them freakers. They don't call them like zombies or anything. They call them freakers for some stupid reason. I'm not impressed with that one. Um, I am impressed with the, what is it called? Red Dead Redemption 2. But see, this is the thing about that game is John Marston gonna be in this? Because the main guy that was the leader of the gang, Marston killed him, and he's in this game. So is this before they met John, or was this when John was a kid, and he was just coming up in their gang? You know what I mean? It's really hard to say what it's based on. I haven't really seen that much of it. Far Cry 5. It looks like it's gonna be cool. It's based around, Christians and fucking like rednecks and shit like that doing crazy shit. There's gonna be a ton of fucking churches that are gonna be clamoring to talk shit about that game because of what it's about, because of the cult stuff. There's gonna be tons of media on that because of that. So I hope they're prepared for that shit. But yeah, I'd really like to see them make another Fight Night. There's a lot of wrestling games I'd like to see them like remastered too. Here Comes the Pain would be a good one. If they remastered Here Comes the Pain and made it with like modern day graphics, like now graphics, I think it would be a big hit. But the only problem with that is they won't do it for several reasons. Because the characters in that game, some of them aren't alive. So they'd have to take them out. Chris Benoit's in the game. They couldn't make the game because Chris Benoit's in it. They have to take him out. There's some wrestlers in there that they would literally have to just pull out. Just Bring It. I'd like to see them do a remake of Just Bring It. They won't do it. Like I said, there's characters in there that had to pull out. Alvinus, Chris Benoit, you know. There's other characters in there that they'd have to take out, you know. And that I think that's what ruins wrestling now. Is like I used to be like a hardcore wrestling fan, you know, and now I look at wrestling and it's just the storytelling is so lazy. Like I could not watch the show this week at all, and I can tell you what the hell is gonna happen before it even happens because it's so that predictable. You know what I mean? People knew Roman Reigns was gonna win the Elimination Chamber for about a year, man. If your product's that damn predictable that they know your fans know. Oh, Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns is winning the Elimination Chamber. He's going on to face Brock Lesnar, and they knew that a year before you fucking did it. You got fucking problems, man. Nobody cares about Roman Reigns. I don't. I don't give a fuck about Roman Reigns. You know why? His character's stale. He's lame on the mic. Horrible wrestler. He botches damn near every move that he does. Now, as far as like the mic skills go, he can fucking work on that shit. In the wrestling, he can work on that shit. But his character, it's just so stale. You know what I mean? Like, look at Seth Rollins. His character changed. Like Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe, his character changed. But then when Roman left, he wore the same thing that he was wearing in the Shield. It changed nothing about him. He's got a good body. Why not exploit that? Why not let him show that off, man? He's got a fucking six pack. At least I think he does. Why not let him fucking show that off? I'm pretty sure guys would get madder at him and boo him more because he's got a good body, and girls would swoon over him more because they see his six pack. You know what I mean? Not he's got a fucking vest on and shit. So when they throw him or slap him or some shit like that across the chest, he don't feel that shit. He don't feel it because of that chest plate. You think John? I don't like John. I hate fucking John Cena. But he never wore shit like that to protect himself. You know what I mean? I hate John Cena. I don't hate John as a person. You know, don't mistake that. I hate John as a character. He is a modern day Hulk Hogan, is all he is. Yeah, that's all he is. Kiss his ass to the fans. Buries new talent. That's all he does. And you know, people are like, well, he doesn't have control of all that. No, he didn't. That fool's got more control than what you think, man. He's got more pull in the back than what you think. You think he's been in there for about 15 years. You think he ain't got pull? Come on, man. You think he ain't got pull? Well, that crap he did to fucking, what's his name? And Zack Ryder. Somebody else. God, what was his name? Anyway, I can't remember his name. But he kept messing with him. John kept messing with him. The dude finally just quit. You know what I mean? It's shit like that, man. The dude is trying to do his job. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't fault John as a person. I just don't like his character. And then there's so many other wrestlers in there that deserve more opportunities than what they're giving them. Like Dolph Ziggler. The dude's fucking awesome, man. They're trying to turn him into fucking Shawn Michaels. And that's what makes me so mad about Dolph Ziggler. He's not Shawn Michaels. Why are you trying to turn him into Shawn Michaels? He's not. I get, you know, he idolizes Shawn Michaels, but at the same time, he's not. Let him be Dolph Ziggler. Let him be the show-off, Dolph Ziggler. Let him be him. They need to give these guys more. Back in the day when I was younger, the wrestlers had more control over the mic than what they do now. Yeah, it was scripted, but they can go off script. Like John was big on that. John went off script so hardcore, it was insane. Who else went off script a lot? The Rock and Stone Cold both went off script, and they need to let the wrestlers do that more. Let them go off script. They need to get rid of Brock Lesnar. Fuck Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? Nothing against the guy. I love the dude to death. You know what I mean? I love him as a person. I hate his stupid ass character. He just stands in the ring like a dumbass Neanderthal. Why fucking, Paul Heyman has his hand up his ass, and Paul Heyman does all the fucking talking. That's pretty much his MO right there. That's pretty much Brock Lesnar's MO. He stands there, looks tough, gets $1 million. I wish I had that job. Doesn't do anything. Six German suplexes and 8 F5s. Leave. And his matches suck too. His matches suck. I can tell you word for word what he's going to do when he gets in that ring. 30 German suplexes. 50 belly-to-belly suplexes. 2 F5s. And then leave. That's exactly what he's going to do. It's almost to the point that that's all Brock knows how to do is fucking suplexes and belly-to-bellies. And F5s. You know what I mean? That's killing this business. These part-timers are killing the fucking business. Like John and Brock Lesnar, these part-timers are killing the business. Why are you going to put a title on a guy like Brock Lesnar when he's never there? It just makes no sense. Why put a title on a guy that is never there? You don't even give a damn about the Universal title, which is a stupid name nonetheless. But you don't even give a damn about your own main title because you put it on a guy that's never there. When The Rock was fighting or when Stone Cold was fighting, they were always there defending the title or at least fucking causing drama. So your main title, you don't give a damn enough to where you don't fucking care. And then they put themselves in this predicament because of the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg thing. They knew they had to give it off from Goldberg. Why give it to Brock Lesnar? Why not give it to him for a fucking week and then the next pay-per-view give it to someone else? You can't sit there and tell me there's nobody in the back that would want to be Universal Champion. Finn Balor, you're telling me if you came up to Finn Balor and said, "Hey, we're gonna let you go over on Brock. We're gonna give the title to you." You're sitting there telling me that he wouldn't jump on that shit? Hornswoggle would jump on that shit. Hell, I'd jump on that shit. And I ain't even a wrestler. That's my point. They've lost so much touch with their fans. They don't care. Instead of selling 1 million or 2 million tickets, they'd settle for just selling 1 million tickets and be like, well, that's all we could do. When they could do so much more. Fans don't like Roman Reigns, turn him heel. Their excuse is, oh, well, he's already heel in the fans' eyes, so we don't need to turn him heel. Yeah, you do, because it's a crucial part. It's a crucial part of storytelling. If he is acting like a damn baby face, and he's not acting like a heel, it doesn't matter if the crowd is booing him. This story and plot makes him a baby face. It's idiotic. An example, perfect example. Look at Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. This is how WWE works. They think we're fucking idiots. They think we're retarded. Like we don't know that Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were once the Wyatts. Like we don't know that. Like we hadn't been watching the show long enough to know that. That's how they work. And then they come out as the Bludgeon Brothers. Did they explain why they're the Bludgeon Brothers? No. Did they tell us what happened? Did they have an epiphany of some sort of why they're the Bludgeon Brothers? Do they like to even bludgeon? I don't know. Because you haven't told me none of this shit. Because you're a shitty storyteller. That's my point. Two characters that used to be something else and now are completely different, and I have no fucking idea why. They're just there. One day they were with him, now they're doing this. One day they were beating each other up, now they're cool slapping each other and throwing each other around the ring. It just makes no sense, man. Like the Dolph Ziggler crap, you know. He gave up the title and then left. He came back. They didn't explain why he came back. Hey, Dolph Ziggler, Royal Rumble. Why is he back? Is he back for the Universal title that you're not going to give him? Is that why he's back? So you can jobber him? That's why Dolph left. He got tired of being jobbered because he's better than what y'all are doing to him. You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes left because you're trying to turn him into fucking Goldust. You're trying to turn him into a modern day Goldust. He didn't want to be Goldust. If he wanted to be Goldust, he'd be like, hey, Dustin, can I take your character? He didn't want to be Goldust. That's why he left. He didn't want to be Stardust. He wanted to be Cody. And you were turning him into something he did not want to be. That is Dustin's thing. That's not Cody's thing. And that's the problem with wrestling now. Look at New Day. You got two guys, for the span of their tag team career together, they all three held the title together. Does that make any sense? Now, I get they're a stable. I get that. But two of them sumbitches are supposed to be the tag team champions. Not all three of them. That makes more sense, right? But every time you watched a match and one got injured, they flipped it on someone else. Xavier Woods get injured. Kofi Kingston takes his place. It makes no sense. None. Then why the fuck are y'all tag team champions? Y'all should be 3-team champions. Something. It's just stupid, man. You might as well make 3 belts. And then the titles now. They look horrible. The Universal title looks like a fucking fruit roll-up. It is ugly. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Even the name sounds childish. It's like a 2-year-old. It's like they text message a 2-year-old or even called a 2-year-old or called Triple H's daughter and hey, what do you think the title should be named? We got a new title on Raw. What do you think the title should be? Universal Championship. It is like the childishest name I've ever heard in my life. Universal Championship. Now, fuck the World Heavyweight Championship, which sounds good. Fuck that. You know, they could have come up with anything other than Universal Championship. Anything other. the Universal Championship. So you're telling me that this guy here on this brand is the champion of the whole universe. That's what you're telling me. I wonder if them aliens, feel the same way about that shit. And then you get the WWE title, which looks exactly like the Universal title, but black. Even the women's titles look like shit. They're half-assed. You got one that's blue on the other side. You got one that's red and white on the other side. Blue and white and red and white. So, we get it. You're separate branding. But it's stupid. Yeah, I know. This is a rant. Because this shit bothers me. It really bothers me. We get it. You don't need to change your title to be red and white to know it's on Raw. We get it's on Raw because the bitch is on Raw. We don't need it to be blue on SmackDown. We get it. She's on SmackDown. She don't ever go to Raw. So we know. We know. We're not idiots. Okay? Even the tag team championships are terrible. Blue and red. Silver. Oh, God. They look horrible. I'm surprised they haven't completely redone the Intercontinental Championship. While you're at it, why don't you turn that one fucking red? Red and white, too. You know what I mean? Wrestlers can't fucking wrestle. They're so damn lazy now that if they try to do a damn moonsault, they'd break their fucking neck. You know? I hate wrestling now. I used to enjoy watching it. But, like, they do stuff on there that just really bothers me now, I think my biggest pet peeve is they don't explain nothing anymore. They're just like, it just happened. Why is Brock Lesnar gone all the time? What the fuck is he doing? Why is he never there? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's sitting at home, texting Dana White, sucking his dick so he can get on UFC. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what Brock's doing. He's got his fucking face planted in Dana White's ass. Right there. So he can get back on UFC. For what? He's 40-something. He's going to get knocked the fuck out by these young cats. I don't give a damn if he's a beast. Age has a limit, man. And then there are excuses. Well, he was sick last time he was here. So? He's Brock Lesnar's an attraction. He ain't a fucking Six Flags ride. He's not. He's a person. He's not. I don't see Brock Lesnar and be like, oh my God, this show is gonna be sick. We got Brock Lesnar in the building. We got Brock Lesnar in the building. Nobody says that. He's just one person. Just because you got him on the show doesn't mean the show's going to be good. Every SmackDown and Raw that has came up has been predictable and shitty. I haven't seen one good one. The last one I watched was crappy too. I watched NXT. They're pretty good. They got some pretty good talent over there. Do they have a future in WWE? No. As soon as they hit the main roster, they're in job room. Like Aleister Black, I think he has a really good future in wrestling. But when he hits the main roster, he's going to be losing to people like Heath Slater. Bet you. Or Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? He get to the main roster, he's going to be losing to people like fucking Sin Cara and shit. Why? Why? You got these guys that can be like main event people, and you're fucking you're destroying their characters. For what reason? Alright, guys. I've been rambling for about 41 minutes. So I'm gonna go on and let y'all go. Uh, this has been Redneck Gamer X. If you like what you see, leave a like, subscribe. All right, y'all have a very good day. Bye.